Hi everyone, Jennifer here from My Purpley Life, and today I wanted to share with you guys how I print out and cut these printable pages from Philofaxy.com. This video has been requested for a while now, so I'm going to try and attempt to show you guys how to print your own inserts for your personal organizer. So let's go ahead and get to my computer. Okay, so first things first, a couple things I want to mention is that I am on a PC and I am running on Windows 7 Professional. So I am on my web browser right now and I am on philofaxy.com or philofaxy.blogspot.com, and this is where I get my inserts from. So this is the home page. What you want to do is go to Diary Inserts, and once I click on that, I'm going to scroll down here, and I am in the US, so I'm going to be printing my inserts on letter size paper. Here are the inserts for 2014, and then you can see the different formats. Here's A4, A5, and then here you see personal on personal paper, and then you see personal on A4 paper, and then finally down here you see personal on letter paper, North Americans only. So that's me, and I am going to be using the week on 2 pages, the cotton cream, which says CC. That's what the CC stands for. And I am going to be printing the document file, not the PDF. So this tutorial is for the document file. If you are using the PDF, then this tutorial will not work for you, just to let you know. Okay, so the reason why I'm going to use the document, let's click on that. And then it's going to ask me if I want to save or open it. I'm just going to open it just so you guys can see what that looks like. And I am using Microsoft Word 2007. So there are the inserts now. Now, for me personally, I don't care for this font. That's the great thing about having the document file, is that I can go ahead and now change this. Another great thing about using a ring bound planner is that you can print your own inserts, as well as create any type of font that you want, any type of colored font that you want, if you wanted to color these pages, the font as well. I'm just going to change the font. So what I will do now is just hit select all. I just highlighted the box just by clicking on it. I'm just clicking on the box here, and it's selecting this entire column. Control A, and then click the font that I want. There you go. Again on this side, Control A, and then choose the font that I want. So that may seem a little tedious, but that's how I change the font on these inserts. Another thing I wanted to mention is that when it is time to print, note how what inserts are on the screen here. So I'm going to scroll down to what I want to print right now, and it's going to be September. I'm going to be printing out my pages for September, and then I see here August and September is on one page, and then next to it I have September 8th through September 1st through 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, and then so what's going to happen is when I print this out, I'm only going to print the odd pages first, and then the corresponding even page should be the page that is next to it. So when I print this page out, I should be printing this page behind it. Hopefully that makes sense. It'll make more sense once I print out these pages. Okay, so now I've just changed the font on all of these, and I'm gonna go to my office button, which is this one up here, and I'm going to choose print. And my printer button should have come up. of a dinosaur computer. Okay, there it is. So now this window pops up and it tells me what printer I'm going to use, and it is the Canon MX920. And then I'm going to be typing in pages. I need 37 through 56. And then here it's saying, it also says print, and it says all pages in range. I'm going to change that to odd pages only. And then I'm going to, I think that's pretty much it. I'm just going to check the printer paper size, make sure that is the correct size paper. Again, this is letter size. Okay. And then I'm going to hit OK here. I'm not going to scale anything on here. You can see it says scale to paper size. I want to make sure that says no scaling. And then I'm going to hit OK, and then let's go check on my printer. Okay everyone, here I am at my printer. Again, I am using a Canon MX922. Here's the model number right here. And then, so all of my odd pages have now printed. And I know they're all odd pages because the marks for cutting are on here. So you can see that there. Now, you want to check how your printer prints out. My printer has a paper tray on the bottom, which I'm going to try and show you guys. Okay, so it's on the bottom down there. And what happens is that, okay, so you know I printed from August, but yet December and January is on top. So the last page came out last, but is on top of the stack here. So now when I want to print the next side, the even pages, I'm going to have to rearrange this, because what's going to happen is August is going to print first. If I were to leave it like this, and then August would print out on December, so that wouldn't be correct. I need August to be on top, but August is now down here in the bottom. So, and another thing is that I need to see how my printer prints. So I know that the writing is on this side. So if I'm facing my printer, I can see that the writing is coming out this way. So when I put this back into the paper tray, you need to figure out if it needs to be faced up or face down. I know that the printing side is up. So if I were to imagine my printer printing, what's going to happen is that this paper, what it does in my printer is that it does sort of this thing, it lifts the paper and then prints out like that. So, with that being said, I need to remember which side it printed on. If I were to turn it around this way, then it would not print correctly, because, again, this is going to do this type of motion here. And then, see, the writing would be on the top there, and it wouldn't match here, because, see, I'd flip it. I had flipped it. So I want to make sure to keep it that way, and again I'm going to put August on top. So I'm going to have to rearrange the papers in order from when it printed, so that August would be on top. So I'm going to do that. Oh, and also the paper that I'm using to print out my inserts is this paper right here. It is the Staples brand Color Laser Color Copier paper in 32-pound weight, equivalent to 120 GSM. I would also recommend 28-pound. The 32-pound is a pretty thick paper. So, but it's really excellent as far as bleed through. I've tried using fountain pens on this paper, and it works really well. So I would definitely recommend a 28 or 32-pound weight paper. Okay, so let's go ahead and print out the even pages. Let's show you how to do that again on the computer. Okay guys, so I'm back here on my computer, and I'm going to now print the even pages. So all the pages that printed out again were the odd pages, and they have the markings here for when we are going to cut our pages. So all of those printed out, everything that was on this side of the page, or on my screen, I meant to say. And then now I'm going to print the even pages, so it's going to be everything on this side of the screen. Again, I needed August and September to be on top, so that when I print out the even page, this part should be behind this page. That's how I know I've done it correctly. So now I'm going to go ahead and come back to the office button and click print, and then I'm going to click on pages, and I know this is page 38 because it said so here down on the bottom what page I'm on, which is this page right here that I selected. So that's page 38. Again, there's 56 pages, and then right here print, and I'm going to change this to even pages and then click OK. So let's go ahead and then check back with my printer. Okay, so here we are at my printer again. Now I'm gonna check my pages. As you can see, again, see we don't have the markings on the front here for where I'm going to cut. That's on the flip side. And to make sure that I've printed the correct page, again on top is January 2015 because this is the last page that printed, so it's on the top, and my August and September is down here in the bottom. So I'm gonna take this out and I want to check it. So now I have, let's see here, August and September, and the back side I have September 8th. So 4, 5, 6, 7, and then if I'm going to flip it, I have 8, 9, 10. So it seems that everything printed correctly. Let's check the other page again. I have, let's see, September 18, 19, 20, 21. So if I were to flip this page over, it should be 22, 23, and 24. So it is. So that's how I know that printed correctly. Some of you have mentioned it not printing aligned. Let me see if I could look up here. So that's what it looks like from the back. As you can see, it's not totally perfectly aligned, but once I cut it, it should be fine. It's not gonna be totally perfectly behind. As you can see, the number behind there, that 21, it's not totally aligned. Hopefully you guys can see that, but it still works out fine. As you can see the words are not totally in line with each other, but if it functions okay, it should be okay. Okay, so now I have my Fiskars SureCut paper trimmer in front of me. I can do about 2 pages at a time, but again, I am using a thicker paper, so I don't want to mess up my pages. I'm just going to do 1 just to show you guys, but usually I would do 2. So now we have the guides. Make sure the cutting guides are facing you. You don't want them to be behind you because then you can't figure out where to cut. So again, those guides are there to help you. Now I'm just going to align my paper cutter to this line, this vertical line right here, and then make sure it matches up on the bottom down here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this, but I'm not going to slice the entire thing off. I want to cut it so that part of the paper is still attached. So you can, about like right there. So as you can see when I take this off, that this is still somewhat attached, and there's going to be a reason for that. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side now. Again, I do not want to cut the entire thing off, I'm going to leave about a little bit of space on that side so that is still attached. So as you can see, they're both attached on the edge there. There's a reason for that, because when I go to cut these pages, I need to be able to see the other markings that are down here. If I had cut off this entire thing, then I would not be able to see where I would cut the pages. As you can see, there are guidelines right there. Let me zoom in here right a little bit closer, that are going vertically now this way. So I know where the edge of the paper is going to be. So I'm going to trim that now here. And now I want my trimmer to be here. So when I cut this off, see, I still have this still attached, but I have the edge cut off, so that's fine. So now I'm going to cut the middle. As you can see, if I had cut this off, then I would not know where that middle of the paper is. So you want to make sure that that part is still attached. Just kind of place it together like so. And about right there. So now when I cut that off, see, I have that page now done. So this is 11, 12, 13, 14, and when I flip this over, it's going to be 15, 16, 17. So that's correct. And then see, now I have the last part here where I did not cut it off, and which I will need this line now to trim. So I will place that about right there. And there you go. So now I have the other page. This one was September 18, 19, 20, 21, and the back here is 22, 23, and 24. Again, I'm going to do the same thing. Let's just move all that. I'm going to show you guys one more time, and then I'm going to do the rest of my inserts. So I want to do the top and the bottom first. I'll make sure it's aligned on the top and on the bottom here, and not completely cutting it off, still leaving that attached. Now I'm going to do the bottom of the page. I'm going to flip that over. And then this time cutting it this way so that I have both of these still attached. And now I'm going to cut it from here to here. I don't want to cut the attached part first. I want to cut the part that's already sort of detached. So I'm going to cut that off. So now I don't need that. Now I'm going to cut the middle. Which is about right there. So now I have one page. And then again, cut off the last bit here. And another tip too, when you're cutting your pages, is you want to have a fresh blade on there so you don't have any raggedy edges or anything like that. So as you can see, again, I showed earlier when it printed out that it didn't look like it was aligned, but now that I have it printed, as you can see, everything seems to be aligned pretty well there. I don't have any issues about it being misaligned or anything. And then once I've printed all cut all of that, I'm going to punch them. So let me just go ahead and just finish up these pages. I'm going to do about 2 at a time now and speed it up, just so you guys get a gist of how, again, I'm cutting this. Okay, so now I'm just going to basically put them in order and punch them. And the punch that I am going to be using is my KW Trio punch. And I'm going to make sure this is on my personal size setting, so I need to click it once over. There's a little bit of a click there. And then I will be aligning it to these little notches at the edge here. So that's everything. Again, this is just August through December, but you can see how thick these inserts are. That's almost a year's worth of Philofax inserts. So it is pretty thick. But I like them because they do not bleed through. Again, I only keep about 3 or 4 months at a time in my organizer, so that way it won't be so bulky. But anyway, so let's go ahead and punch these pages. So now all the margins should be on this side, so you can see that there. I'm going to do about 3 at a time because this is, again, thick paper. So again, I'm aligning it to that top notch there and the edge of this paper to this notch right here. And then just punching it. And you want to take your time. You don't want to rush these things because then you have to print the whole thing out again, and that isn't fun. And then that's pretty much it. So I'm going to do this for the rest of my pages. Once that's done, that goes into my organizer, ready to plan. So let's just get that out. I need this, and that's pretty much how it's gonna look like. I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them down below in the description box. I hope I've helped you print out your diary inserts, and I will see you all again next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!